Hey.
Among Us?
Hey. It's the favorite moments in Kamen Rider thing. So I have a video lined up about the best moment in Kamen Rider. So I actually just wanted to talk to you guys generally about Kamen Rider and these cool moments. So starting from the top, AJ.
Are we talking about our
No,
moments or
introduce
we
yourself.
Introduce
Oh god.
yourself.
Hi, I'm AJ, the number I don't know, like 10 build fanatic. I'm at Demonic Vice. I talk about stuff.
Ballin.
Hello there, everyone. Ballin Plays here, ready to bring you more
Oh my!
things that you're gonna hate me for.
He loaded up his intro.
Yeah.
Brody.
Why was I watching a video about a Kiba ring?
Hi, I'm Brody. My Twitter is at Rockman Forever. I may not talk that much, but I'm here, I guess.
Gia.
Yo, what's good, gang? It's your boy Gia. I'm the amateur graphic design man on Twitter. I'm the number one Vice defender, and I got a Revice video essay coming out in my grave.
I just realized that's the intro you've been saying every time, just like Ballin goes, "Hello, everybody, it's Markiplier."
Exactly.
Dude,
Consistency.
I'm ready to be a YouTuber.
Peter.
Yo, I'm Peter. I exist. I don't know what else to say. Bye.
Peter draws really good bears.
That's cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so like I said earlier, I have a video essay thing focused entirely just on talking about the best moments in Kamen Rider. So I wanted to generally talk with you guys about it. I also asked Twitter what their favorite moments was, and a lot of them were pretty much what I expected, like certain final fights or certain like really popular moments, like in 4J's finale, or maybe like the Gaim fight at the end. They're very expected, but there were a few that got me thinking, wow, I never considered this could be someone's favorite moment ever, both good and bad.
I felt that as I looked into the community, and everyone had a resounding answer of Sanjay and Craig's final fight.
What?
Or when Lil Uzi Vert got his final form.
Really, the greatest moments in Kamen Rider.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, of course, spoilers obviously for probably I guess Gaim build everything you can imagine. Yeah, just spoilers, and I think I'm gonna even include Revice because there is one moment in Revice I really want to bring up, and it's probably not the moment you expect, but I do want to bring it up. So
It's actually the moment where Vice turned to the Terminator.
It's the oh, I want to make a joke with the latest episode so bad.
well, when it came to my specific video, I had like moments of Deno, Build, and Geo in my mind, but I'm really excited.
Oh, moment. Oh, no.
Right?
No.
Hey man. I'm just saying, Geo actually had some pretty good moments. Not
like
Nothing to do
five
with
of
its
them.
story.
of course, not the Blade arc because that's probably like the worst in Kamen Rider ever. So
Yeah.
AJ.
Honestly, I didn't get enough time to like think about this because you just pinged me and I'm like, oh, wait, what are we doing? Yes, obviously this is kind of expected out of me, but one of my favorite moments in Kamen Rider is the Ren and Disaster fight.
No.
You took my answer.
No.
Go off, AJ. You're right.
Yes.
It made me cry a lot.
Yeah.
Marcos, why you being a hater in chat?
And it's solidified Ren as my favorite Saber character. And then I forgot what episode it was. I just know it was a couple episodes after when they're all fighting. I think it was Storius.
And
Ren used...
the Calamity Strike.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
I think Ren
I'm
has,
surprised
some
you
of the
didn't-
best fights.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up Bill.
Same. Honestly, there are a couple of moments in Saber that I would admit are pretty like top tier worthy moments in Kamen Rider. One of them is obviously gonna be the run that that wow, I forgot his name already.
Brandon Disaster.
No,
No,
the
he's talking about Toma running on the CGI bridge.
yeah, that one. That's probably one of the top moments ever
Yeah.
in Kamen Rider. It's obviously it's not good, and I'm not saying these are like the coolest and awesomest moments ever. They're just moments, and I think that's pretty up there for me as far as like an unintentionally funny moment in the history of Kamen Rider. Where, yeah. Well, anyway,
I love
Ballin.
that some people are just casually spoiling shit in the chat.
Okay, so
Oh,
When I was presented with this
wait,
question-
AJ.
yes,
I need to get this out of my head. It's gonna be
Yes.
terrible, but can I please make a joke about the new Revice?
Oh no.
All I can think about is when Ocheka and got consumed by Gifu. That motherfucker shot up to the moon. I keep thinking, pussy's so out of this world.
No.
He went to the moon.
That's terrible.
We have to cut that out. We gotta cut that out of the VOD now.
I can't.
I'm sorry.
Ballin.
okay. So when I was presented with this question, favorite moment, I had to sit there and ponder because there are so many things worth talking about. But then I took a look at the community and what other people see as their favorite moments.
Ew,
I was
shouldn't
like-
have.
And I was like, nah, I gotta stay on brand. I have to
Oh,
pick
no.
something so
Oh, no.
out there nobody will ever see it coming.
Please do not say the forbidden words.
And so my favorite moment comes from Kamen Rider Dragon Knight.
Damn
Nah.
God!
It's the moment in episode 19 where Chris gets vented. Because
I forgot his
me-
name was Chris.
that moment it's the turning point in Dragon Knight. It's when the story really it takes such a shift, it takes a turn, it's so drastic on the characters, it affects their growth, their development. And it's such a touching send-off to his character because Chris as a character, all he wants to do is to be a soldier, to uphold his family name, to give honor to his legacy. And he can't because of his medical condition, his asthma, and then he gets the opportunity to become a Kamen Rider. And at first, he's manipulated into working for Xaviex to fight against Dragon Knight and Wing Knight. But as he learns the truth, he joins their
Names are
side,
so good.
and he gives it everything he can to just protect the world, to fight for these people that he becomes friends with. And at the end, he can't cut it. He's the weakest link. He has his health condition, he's constantly falling behind. He gives his life to protect Wing Knight. He dies so that his fellow soldier can live. And it's so drastic. Because Kit, he starts to internalize, if I had been stronger, if I hadn't hesitated to vent Axe earlier, Chris would still be here. If I wasn't so weak, we wouldn't have lost Chris. And Len already went through the trauma of losing his entire team. And he starts to think, I'm not fit for this. I was never meant to be a leader. I didn't want to be a leader. I'm not strong enough to lead these people. They're going to die because of me. And the tonal shift is just so good. And it really changes the course of the season as a whole. And I feel like it reflects the question, what does it mean to be a Kamen Rider? To sacrifice your life, to fight to protect others? Especially in a season like Dragon Knight, that really, it looks at, the different types of writers and their different ideologies. What they're fighting for. Some for selfishness, others for power, some to protect, for glory. It's such a great moment in an amazing season.
Is that gonna be in your next video? That sounded really like scripted and planned
Yeah.
out and beautiful and practiced.
Yeah, that was surprisingly profound, Ballin.
what
I
the
put a
hell,
lot of
Molly?
thought into this. I came prepared because I knew as soon as I said Dragon Knight, people would stop paying attention to me. So I had to really sell my arguments.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
But nah, it's a great
Another
scene.
one,
It's so emotional. It fits the season. It fits the message of Kamen Rider. It's incredible. it's so good. Chris is a great character. I love him.
Meanwhile, in Rider Time Ryuki,
Shut up,
what?
dog.
What?
This is
What? I'm
we don't
just
need to discuss it.
saying.
Dog, we
What?
don't need to. This is no one's favorite moment in Kamen Rider right there.
Oh my
Don't want to
gosh.
think about writer time
I want to mention
Ryuki.
like one line that I
Uh,
just remembered that I really liked and would be considered a favorite moment of mine as well.
Are we all gonna get a chance to only say one moment, or are we gonna go around again and again?
I thought AJ said like 5 already.
I said like I made a joke about Gifu-sama and I said Ronin disaster.
Are we just gonna skip over the Dragonite thing? Because that was a lot to like take in.
Y'all,
I
put
think
my
we
heart
should
into that,
ignore
and
it.
y'all are just like, so anyways.
Ballin, you know I'm ignoring it, dog. All right, like don't even talk. Like don't
Yeah,
talk to me.
it's okay. Don't feel bad that Ryuki didn't have any moments that match that.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
I can think I can think about 50, one from each
No.
episode, dog. Like
So I liked I liked Ballin, you're right. I think Dragonite does deserve some recognition. And
No, it
it
doesn't.
was really good, especially since it's more fun than Ryuki and actually has characters to talk about. But
shut
like
up, dog.
I really like that too, Ballin. I
Such
think
a
you're right.
hater.
That
Oh.
Dragonite is really good and overall more worth watching than Ryuki, especially
up.
with
Exactly.
after
Thank you, Marcos.
Nah, y'all lying. Y'all lying to your audience.
Hey
This
man,
is misinformation.
It's just well, you see, Ballin. I actually.
Oh, aren't you the same guy that recommend people watch Ryuki first, then Dragon
I
Knight?
unironically
Yeah, so you
really
can get-
like
You can get
Ballin's
this going
thing.
out of the way.
Shut up, dog.
Well, we'll see. I think it's because Ballin has the best argument for why Dragonite has actual characters to care about.
Wait, what?
And-
Ryuki has characters, dog.
Oh yeah,
That's it though.
Yes.
I watched it twice. I didn't see any characters.
You tell me you did not feel a single thing about Kitaoka.
Not really.
Why would I?
You're capping. You're capping.
Why would I care about that when I have my boy Drew?
Drew has the worst motivation in all of Kamen Rider. Do not talk to me.
You look like a million burgers.
That's not even him. That's not. That was a
Brody.
different guy. That motivation was also trash.
Brody.
Alright, alright, I've been thinking about the. I almost chose another moment over this, but as I said, I've been thinking about it. So, this is the ending from Superhero Senki, the scene with Bungo and Shotaro Ishinomori.
Wow.
Yeah, what?
That one's really good.
It is good. It's like this message about. Obviously, Shotaro. I'm dead, but I was like, yeah, oh shit, I'm gonna be dead in the future, but my legacy will carry on and make all these pile the past 50 years. Probably should have wrote stuff down because I always end up going off that.
I like Superhero Senki too because it has the cardboard cutout of Shin, and he's just standing there.
God.
But that ending was really cool too. I actually would have preferred if Takeshi Hongo transformed on screen, but his moment with Shotaro Ishinomori is really wholesome, and I really get you. I've seen a couple of that before too. Of that moment being brought up as favorite moments in Kamen Rider, and it's just a really nice moment to round out Takeshi Hongo's, I guess, appearance, or who knows if he's ever gonna be back, but it's just really cool. I like it a lot.
Ballin, you have another free reason to hate British people down in the chat.
Honestly,
Thanks, Nina. You're great.
Senki's a really good tribute. It has a lot of heart to it, and I think that's why people love it. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish it had I wish it had a bit more of the Sentai side, because like Zenkaiger's just kind of there. The focus is really more so on Saber, but as a whole, I just think it's touching.
I think the superior moment in Senki is when Revi's show up, because it's in that moment of just like when Shotaro, little Shotaro is like, dude, what's the point of heroes if they have evil? And then once he finally realizes that that's what Kamen Rider is meant to be, then the most devious looking pair just show up like straight from hell, and they're like,
Wow. I think I really want to rewatch Senki. It's just so good, and that final moment leading up to Takeshi Hongo's like hope maybe final appearance is just it's just so good. So I feel that on a really emotional level.
can't wait for Beyond Generations to be actually watchable, and then we're all gonna be like, all right, this is the greatest thing ever.
For like 5 minutes. All right, Gia.
You know what? I was gonna talk about possibly a Saber moment. I was gonna talk about possibly a Revice moment. I was gonna talk about Kabuto, Kuuga. But you know what? Just because of you, Bullen, I gotta spite you now. I gotta spite.
Marcos, you gotta stop putting the Ryuki guy and the Dragonite guy in a call together.
That's the fun part.
Fight.
One of my favorite moments of Kamen Rider is a moment in Kamen Rider. No, and actually an entire episode in Kamen Rider Ryuki.
Oh no.
It's near the end when like the rider battles really get into the nitty gritty, right? And obviously a rule in Ryuki is feed like your little contract beast, your advent beast. You feed it by fighting monsters. The whole point is that you had to fight other monsters so it stays fed, or else it's gonna eat you. Oja is in a tough spot because not only does he not care about fighting monsters, he just fights other people, but he has 3 of them.
Yes.
He has to fight. He has to feed all 3 of these guys, but he never fights monsters. So it's the whole, though, actually, I think it was a 2-parter, but the whole conflict was that Oja was about to get eaten by these guys, and Shinji was like, you know, even despite Oja being a serial killer, and literally everyone else, like both Kitaoka, Ren, everyone was just like, you should just kind of let Oja die. He kind of deserves it. Shinji was like, nah, Oja can still be a good guy. I know it. We gotta help him. Because then there's like this whole side plot with like a little girl who believes that Oja protected her from a monster. And like, and Shinji's like, oh, man, maybe he's actually a good guy. It kind of builds up this faith that maybe Oja can be redeemed. Maybe the worst. Man, like maybe even the worst of people can be heroes sometimes. Except that's not the show Ryuki is. That was never the kind of show Ryuki is. And it's kind of like it's a little anticlimactic, but it's kind of just perfect for the show. That at the very end of it all, they reveal that Oja wasn't trying to protect the girl. There just happened to be a monster trying to attack the girl, and he needs to fight a monster. And so Shinji was just like, damn, I protected a serial killer for no reason. That man is truly like the worst human being to ever exist. And that's the lesson of that episode. And I just think that's perfect. It's perfectly representative of Ryuki and as Oja as a character, because I will stick out my whole chest. I will be willing to bet if it was made now, Oja would have been redeemed. They would have been like, actually, Oja's a great guy. It doesn't matter that he killed people.
I think me and Ballin this whole time are holding back on like trying to trash on Ryuki.
I honestly was just like, don't say anything. Let him finish. He let you finish.
Well, you gotta agree with me. They did Oja right, dog.
All right, Oja is legitimately one of the things of Ryuki that I can give credit above Dragonite for. Because I love JT. I love JT. I think he's incredible.
Dark web hacker, man.
That's like the one thing I can admit Ryuki did better. It's just everything about Oja is great. I still love JTC. He's still amazing, but like that's the one thing I'll give you. That's your one.
Yeah.
This whole time I was thinking, wow, did I miss this? Did Ryuki really make me fall asleep? I guess I got really bored during that episode and just forgot about it.
I hate you. Like, I actually...
Hey, man.
I could talk about a moment that probably everyone remembers. I made an entire thread about it, actually, you know. That's what I'm making a video essay about. Kamen Rider Revice episode 18. The moment where they actually should have used a volcano instead of 17. It would have been way better. I hate Toei. But the
Same.
inner, like, literally inner dialogue between Icky and Vice, because up to that entire moment, Icky was always afraid of Vice. Icky was always scared that Vice would eat people, and then that Vice is annoying. He's destructive. He's selfish. And then like they kind of just finally give that entire reveal that was kind of motivated, well, not motivated, but like it's the direct, it's the logical pathway since episode one. They've been getting more buddy buddy since episode one, and then Bodied kind of had like a little checkpoint here of like they're getting somewhere, and 18 was a massive checkpoint of actually this is what Vice really is. Vice is not anything to be feared or to be hated. Vice is something to be loved because Vice is me. I need to love myself because if I don't, I can't protect people. More importantly, I can't protect like just my own well-being. I think it's a beautiful moment, and I think it's a message that I honestly don't really see a lot in media as a whole. And to just see Kamen Rider of all things tell me, you know, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to indulge in the things that you care about, because if you don't, you're gonna fail. You're gonna lose the fight. I think it was really great.
Wow. Something we actually agree on.
I hate you.
Hey, I'm saying it is a good moment. I really like that too. I think Revice has a lot of like lessons that aren't really shown that often in Kamen Riders. So
That new writer going crazy. That new writer going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you working on a follow-up to the video you never made after the latest episode?
Funny thing, I actually am. You know.
oh yeah.
Because like literally the entire time, every weekend, I'm like, okay, please don't tell me this episode is gonna ruin everything I set up for it. And then it doesn't. Every time it does it. My theories are always right. I hard read Revice, and I'm gonna make many videos in 2028.
I hope so.
That's my mentality right there. Why do today what you can do in 5 years?
Well, and how's that Encanto video?
Exactly.
You're making an Encanto video?
I have been for like 3 months.
So after all these moments that we were talking about, there's one thing I really want to bring up, and it's nothing against anyone, honestly. I think it's just the way I'm thinking, but like that there are certain parts that people bring up, whether it's a meme or whether they're serious, and I'm like, really, like that's your favorite moment in like this 50
All
year.
of our moments have been heartfelt, except
Yeah.
for the pussy monster.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like these all these moments are worth talking about. They're worth bringing up, and then maybe I see a tweet or a comment that's like, oh, my favorite moment was this little silly moment that only passed for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, really? This 50-year franchise, like it all boils down to this one like little slapstick moment
Actually,
that didn't mean anything.
No, Marcos, because I can literally rant for an hour about how the moment in episode 44 of Kamen Rider Build, in which Rogue pulls out his shirt and it says "I agree with him," and it's actually in reference to Kazumi. And I can go an hour of how that's
my
actually the greatest
gosh.
moment in Kamen Rider.
So like one moment I was thinking of is the Cross Saber debut, like and to an extent I know this is gonna be super controversial, but also the Thunder Gale debut in Revice.
Thundergale's pretty good.
Really good.
Like even if the form is ugly, just like what they did for it was pretty good.
Yeah, and I admit it is really good. It's a really pretty moment. I love what they did with it, but like I don't think like out of every moment in the entire franchise, it boils down to, oh yeah, Thunder Gale. It's my favorite moment. Like
Actually, for me, I do like that moment. I was thinking about it, and the reason I like it so much is not because the transformation happened. It's actually the exchange he has with Olteka directly after.
yes,
Of like, suffusing with a demon, huh? You're just like me. And it's like, we're not devils, we're Revice. And like, oh, that's so cool. That's such a cool line. It's such a good line.
it is, and like that line, I understand. Like there's a certain build up to it, but then when it comes to just like a transformation, I don't know. I don't think that's enough for me unless there's like a good context behind it. So same thing with Holy Live. Like that whole episode was a mess. And I don't know anyone who would say that's their favorite episode or moment ever of all time. When
Maybe local Twitter user Hercules might. I'm calling you out, Dylan. I hate you.
oh my gosh.
Ew.
I think one moment that Gil will definitely agree with is the Ryuki survive transformation. I think that's pretty up there.
For sure.
Even though I personally don't like it or the context, I understand why it's seen in such high regard. Just like it was what like little over halfway through the season, and then Ryuki was or Shinji was fighting Ren, and then Shinji finally gets this resolve to transform even further, fighting his own friend.
I like that moment both in like story wise, but also like it's kind of funny too because the entire show, Ren is just like, dude, I can literally kill you whenever I want. Like you're so weak, like you're so trash, and then he's like, you know what? Actually, let's do it. Fight me. It's gonna be easy. And Shinji's like, okay. And Shinji actually tries, and he's just beating his ass.
Yeah, it's good. Like I really understand why, and I admit the scene where he's like around fire, and then he transforms into Ryuki survive.
That's like the one time I like kind of stock footage in Rider transforms.
Yeah,
both that
it's
and
nice.
like Ren. Oh, so Night Survive transformations like Batman, bro. He's in the dark and
It is really cool. So I guess Ryuki gets 1 point for that. And meanwhile, Dragon Knight did it
no,
better.
Dragon Knight used the same footage.
Dragon Knight survive.
Dragon Knight literally used the same footage, dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
But the context is better.
but in the
No, it's
context of
not.
the story,
No, it's not.
Okay, moving on. Peter J.
Okay, so in Kamen Rider Hibiki, there is a moment that I really love.
Oh
Oh,
man,
no.
I can't even
Both of
speak about
these-
Hibiki.
Because these guys are my favorite characters. It's when Todoroki and Senki both play the guitar at the end of the fight,
Bro.
and it was great.
I completely agree. I almost forgot about it, but I knew it was there in the back of my mind. The build up to that being like one of their last times together, and they play guitar.
Yeah,
Like
I think I almost cried during that. I don't really cry ever, so thinking about it now, I want to cry.
oh,
It was so good. I love those characters so much.
it is
Todoroki
good.
is Todoroki is my favorite Tourette Terry.
That's the
So
lame
I'm glad that PJ can appeal to the 5 Hibiki fans in the world.
I was about to say, Peter, just you and me here who understands.
Peter,
All the only people I know that
Peter,
like Hibiki.
I really hope you go to like some kind of high school marching band performance and see one of the kids in percussion playing mallets and just start crying profusely.
Someone walks into a band room.
Hold on, let me go do that right now.
Is this a Hibiki reference?
Yes.
Dude, you play trumpet just like the guy.
Oh man, it's I was thinking one Hibiki moment also that really sticks to the back of my mind, and I bring it up like every time I talk about Hibiki. It's probably really annoying at this point, but Peter might know. I think it was episode 28 or 29. I think it was definitely 29 when Hibiki and Asamu go out into the forest just to camp, and I think that's the one episode there's no transformations or anything or no fights, and then like Asamu loses like something close to him, and then Hibiki and him are talking in a tent, and Hibiki gives him this life lesson of, hey man, it's okay that you lost something, you're still here, and tomorrow will be a better day. And
I
it
know
just
what you're talking about, but I can't remember it. For God's sake.
it's
Let me see if I
the
want to watch Hibiki.
I think it's like the third to last scene in the entire episode. It happens like right before they go to the restaurant with everybody, and that's such a somber moment that I don't really see too often in Kamen Rider, especially today. Not that it can't do it, but it's just this one moment that from years before that Kamen Rider just knew it could do this and pull it off really well, of just a moment between a mentor figure and this son figure who just talk, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Well,
And
can I bring up a moment from Kuga?
F you. Oh, Kuga. Okay.
Yeah, I seem to have like a track record of liking moments that like no one ever actually thinks about. So I'm about to get like real here. I'm about to get emotional.
Oh no.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I always talk about this moment in Kuga because it really just like surprised me to see this in a writer show. Everything about Kuga just surprised me compared to like consuming so much modern writing. Um, but one thing in particular that I genuinely feel like modern writer would never do, because why? Who cares? But it's this moment because at this point I think it's like around episode 24 or something. Uh, money,
Money.
money, destruction X.
Any...
Money.
Marcos, you got money.
Thank you, Destruction X. Marco, I'd like to hear what your favorite moments are. I'll bring mine up right after Gia finishes.
So it's this moment around episode 24. By then, Kuga's teacher from when he was a kid kind of became like a recurring side character. Everyone likes to talk about the
Oh,
teacher
yeah.
when it comes to Kuga.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he comes back around this point and he calls up Yusuke and he's like, Yusuke, I have this kid. Like summer's about to happen, and all these kids are about to go to hang out with their families. But this kid, like he's really smart. He always gets good grades in my class, but he seems so distant. Like he's not trying anymore. He's not participating. He just seems like dead. And I heard from his caretakers that he ran away. And when summer started, he got into this train and he went to go visit some relatives in another town. And so I was like, okay, Yusuke's gonna solve this, dog. Yusuke knows how to talk to kids. Yusuke was gonna give that life lesson. But before that happens, we see the kid actually go out and look for his relatives. And he tries to go to their home, right? And so he pulls up on the street, and I don't remember any music playing. It was kind of just silent moment of he goes to the exact address, and there's nothing but a basketball court. And it's like obviously the kid doesn't know what happened, but it's a thing that happens all the time, no matter what. Of sometimes, the town you live in ask to buy your land or your house for their own purposes. And it gave me the memory I have of writing in Texas with my dad when I was younger. That's where my dad was raised as a kid. He pulled me by in this neighborhood, and then he tried to take me to where he grew up as a kid, and there was a basketball court, and I was like, "Where's your house?" Because I didn't understand yet, and he explained to me that his family had to move out of there because the town wanted to just use his house as a basketball court, and like seeing it again, like reactivated the memory in my mind, and it just like. I don't know. It made me so emotional to just see like that reality represented in a Kamen Rider show. And they only make it like more heartbreaking when the kid goes to the same like snack store, convenience store that his relatives took him to. Because there was always this nice old lady that he bought from, and then always remember what he liked. And when he goes there, the lady is gone. It's just this young lady running the store now. And he's like, "What happened to the nice old lady?" And the girl is like, "Me and my grandmother, she died. Like, I run this place now." And I'm just like, bro, like it's so depressing, but like Kuga is able to make it like hopeful. Like it does that so often. Because afterwards, obviously Yusuke finds him, he takes the Tri-Chaser. And it's like this moment of just time passes on, things change, nothing is forever. Sometimes shit happens.
Wow.
Kuuga.
I love
Jeez,
Kuga. Yeah,
So
you didn't expect that.
I almost forgot about that, but then vaguely it started coming back little by little the more you're talking about it. And wow.
Kuga has so many moments like that, and it's just like,
It does.
dude, I remember literally last week when Icky and Vice had to enter into comedy duo have a funny bow on their thing. Oh man, the comedy duo got it. Guy, we gotta go save them.
Jeez.
Next time I go to the basketball court by my house, I'm just gonna cry.
You literally don't know. Kuuga made me cry at looking at the sky. Like Kuuga messed me up as a
I know
person.
you told me about that.
Gia goes outside once a day, looks at the sky. This is just like Kuuga.
It did. This guy's up here, dog.
I'm gonna go to my local basketball court and see some players and be like, "Wow, there's a sick Kuuga reference." So there is one Kuuga moment I wanted to bring up. I think it was like right when the halfway point started. Like one grongi kills a lot of civilians, including kids, and then Yusuke finally feels like this rage to just go all out.
You know
beat
what's the
hell out of
the
them.
funny part about that, Marcos?
Oh no.
You say grongi that killed a lot of kids, and that does not whittle it down like at all.
I sat through that like the halfway point, and then Yusuke watches.
Yeah, I know, I think I know exactly. Is it the one that like kept taking out sophomores in high school? And so they had like it's the moment where Yusuke does like that giant beat down to the point where like their nose is bloody.
Yes, that exactly. Like right after that, like you can just see Yusuke's face, and then he like clenches his fist and like hits against the wall, and I just that's so vivid in my mind, like that the emotion put into that, and then he just like immediately goes to find that grongi, and then he transforms. Doesn't even give the grongi a chance to like speak or anything. He just like beats on him like crazy, and then the grongi is like forcibly taken on like his motorcycle, and then he continues beating him down and like on a lake, and then
I think
so
my favorite part of that scene is the reactions from everyone else, because like you just assume the police would be like, yeah, Kuuga, but then they're kind of just like silently watching, almost like they're kind of afraid. And then when he takes him on the motorcycle, it's not even like the grongi's like, oh man, I'll get you back for this, Kuuga. Like no, he's actually kind of like he's afraid of for his life. Like he's trying to like drag himself away.
It's like scary, but also just like so emotional that like it sticks with you.
Something that surprised me is that I don't know if people were trying to like save the surprise for people that will actually watch it, but what no one mentions about that scene is what happens immediately after he kills him, in which Kuuga has like this nightmarish vision of Ultimate, and it's just like, oh my god.
Oh,
it's so crazy.
And I think one of my favorite just shots ever is like this overhead shot of Yusuke standing there in the lake, not as Kuuga, just as himself, and he's just standing there, like staring down at the water, and then the shot just lingers on him for a while, and it's quiet, and like, and I think like the water's red, or there's like some kind of filter, and it's like a little smoky, and oh my gosh, I love that moment. That's so good. I think Kuga's just really good.
Hey, the episode is called Emotion, clearly called Emotion. That's so good.
I need to watch Kuuga.
Kuuga is
Please
great,
do.
dude.
I'm looking forward to when I watch Kuuga. It sounds like a show that just does everything well, and that's one of the reasons why I'm saving it.
I want to easily say, because it took me months to finish Kuuga. I wanted to try to binge it, but like I literally couldn't. So like whatever pace you enjoy taking things at, take Kuuga at that pace, or it'll not be enjoyable if you try to force it.
Finish Kuuga in like 2 years.
You definitely can. I think it's worth watching no matter how long you take. But okay, so I've been saving this moment. It's the moment I think everyone knows, because I think it's the one moment I bring up all the time. Because I remember on Twitter there was a time where someone was like, "So what's your favorite moment in Kamen Rider ever?" And then I just posted an image, and everyone just knew. It's actually the thumbnail of this stream right now. So it is specifically this moment, but the entire scene that surrounds it too, I think, is really good. But in Heisei Generations Forever, when the main writers realize that they're just like these characters in a show, and then the monsters actually start attacking like in universe, just us, just the people, just the humans, and then the Kamen Riders come out one by one, and then they say like their catchphrases. And I think one of the best moments is when the I forget the character's name, but like the adult or like changes back into a little
Turns into a
kid,
kid.
and he's like Kuuga, and then Kuuga comes up, he does a thumbs up, and it's so cool, and it's just and oh I just love that the people of Japan around this area are like cheering on the Kamen Riders because they're finally real in that universe, and all that, and then there's like this one quick scene of like of O's and Drive, and O's holds on to like his Taka metal, and he says Anku, and then same with Drive, he's like, okay, Mr. Bell, let's do this, and he's like, okay, start your engine, and it just keeps going on and on for like a long time, and then it culminates into Den-O. Momotaro is finally returning, and then he says that, and he's walking through the crowd, and that's the image you see in the thumbnail, and then everyone's like staring at him because he's actually gonna be the hero, and just like beat up and it's so good, and it's and then the light goes from like red to green, as in like go, and it's just such a cool shot. And
I want to. My favorite part of that. My favorite part of that is when who was it? Ryuki showed up alongside, I think, Agito and Wizard. I don't know. But he showed up with two different other guys, and Ryuki was like, "Let's do this together, my fellow Kamen Riders." And I was like, "Damn, that's probably so therapeutic for Shinji to say after the season
Right.
Ryuki is."
And it was Hibiki.
Damn, yeah.
And yeah, it was Ryuki and Hibiki, and then Hibiki says, "Okay, let's go," and then I just
You know what's
love that.
You know what's so magical about that scene, though? It gets more magical the more seasons you've seen.
Right.
Because like before I remember when it came out, there was still a couple of Heisei Phase 1 shows I haven't seen. Specifically, I remember watching it after I finished Kuuga, and then like I remember just being like, "Oh man, Kuuga's cool," and then after I finished Kuuga, I was like, "Yusuke, that's my boy, that's my guy, that's my man."
That scene with O's is definitely gonna hit a lot harder if you actually watch those. But even at the moment, it's just such a somber thing seeing this Kamen Rider like touch his metal and like call out to his friend. You're saying, AJ?
I was gonna say I have not seen the movie y'all are talking about, and I've only seen 4 Rider seasons.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what?
My favorite moment is when Michi betrayed all of humanity for a
Oh my
woman.
gosh.
Yeah, woo!
You know, there's
My
something
first
I find
Rider
really interesting about that scene is I remember back when Team Rider did the premiere and they showed it, everyone was like, "Why are you showing this movie that's a celebration of shows that are not available to watch?" But what I find so interesting is that if you watch that scene without knowing either knowing minimal about Kamen Rider or knowing nothing about it at all, it makes you want to know about it.
Exactly.
Because like myself, speaking from my experience, when I watched that movie when it premiered, I had literally only seen Xaid and parts of Fourze. That was it. And Dragon Knight. Just that. But I still felt something there. I felt something with these characters that I knew nothing about. I didn't know their personalities. I didn't know their story. I didn't even know what they looked like under those suits. But I still felt some kind of connection to them. And now every time I finish a season, I go back, rewatch that scene, and I'm just like, it keeps growing. It's like what Gia said. It gets better as you watch more seasons. But the fact that without knowing anything, it makes you want to watch it. My brother, he has never seen anything Kamen Rider related. I showed him that scene once just because he wanted me to show him something to get him into Kamen Rider. He's like, "Show me something that'll make me want to watch this series." So I showed him that clip, and he was like, "Damn, that was cool." It has this impact on you that even if you can't connect the characters to their respective story, or even if it doesn't have the full weight, it's still just so well made. You can feel it. The way it's done, the legacy of these characters, this universe, and it makes you want to experience it more and more.
Oh my gosh, ball in my heart. But before we continue on, Seth and Flame, thank you so much for the donation. Top three, no specific order for me, are when everyone at school works together in activating fusion
Oh,
states in
that's a good
Forza.
scene. That's a really good scene.
It is really good, especially because they bring back like cameos of like the previous students
I
in the
love that
episodes.
It's literally everyone Gentaro has helped, and it's
Yeah, yeah.
I was considering talking about that scene. That was one that was on my list of I could talk about this.
The other one is when Kota eats the Helheim fruit in front of his sister, which is great, a great moment. It's brought up in History of Kamen Rider Gaim, of course, because it's good. And when Go avenges Chase.
When's that coming out?
I don't know. I think next month. I finished recording it yesterday.
I don't know about that last one, guys. Maybe we should just forget about that.
When Go avenges Chase and kills Bono. P.S. Love y'all. Thank you so much, Seth and Flame.
Aw,
When
thank you.
Go finally decides that racism might be bad.
Jeez. Okay.
Oh my
So,
God.
that moment, the Go versus Bono moment was brought up a lot in this Twitter thread. Real quick.
This is why I dislike people.
Hi Miharu, welcome. I was just talking about Momotaros, so the Go versus Bono fight was brought up a lot in this Twitter thread, and it is good. I do like it a lot. I don't think Go's like the best character ever, but like if that was a moment specifically for him, then that is the moment that I think anyone would bring up, because Bono's such a great villain you love to hate, and then Go finally Chase. But yeah.
I honestly think the better Go chase scene is those from the movie.
What? Which one?
The fusion.
Oh, ew, why?
That suit is amazing and that scene is good.
Is it?
Yes!
Is it?
Has no one else seen the Drive movies but me?
I have.
Yeah,
but
Peter,
I didn't
Peter, come
finish-
on.
it's
I
the
refuse to watch them.
Okay, let me elaborate.
The
I
Mach
didn't
V
finish
cinema.
Drive when I watched them, but I did enjoy that movie a lot. It's such a
hate
good
you.
scene.
Yeah, thank you. See, Peter validates me.
Also, the suit is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
It's awful.
It's just like I like the colors a lot.
Wait,
Ballin, what do
scene
you
are we talking
what do you
about?
think about Ballin? What do you think about Mach Chaser? The blue one.
It looks nice, but keep Chase away from him at all costs.
Bro, the colors don't match. You can see
Yes,
like
they
the
do, though.
white armor on the top, and then it turns like gray, and it's ugly.
No, it doesn't, though. I think you're ugly, Marcos.
No. I agree
Aw,
with
that's so mean.
I agree with Marcos. It is ugly because it
be
hurts
nice.
my soul.
There were a lot of Forza moments I've seen. There was the Kengo letter scene. There was the graduation scene at the very end. The fusion switch, I think, is probably my favorite Forza moment.
I hope everyone. I hope so at least one person that likes my favorite Forza moment. It's a very short moment though.
Oh no, it's gonna be weird.
No, it's not. It's literally just I forgot if it was Meteor's debut or like around when he first started showing up. It was just a moment where Tomoko was just like, "Dude, don't you dare call yourself a Kamen Rider. You're not
Oh,
a fucking
yeah.
Kamen Rider. Like, you put that shit out. Like, do not."
Yeah,
I love that.
I think that was like an episode or two after he debuted, and it was that's cool. Wow, Gia, maybe I should have you on the video.
Yeah, I hate you. I'll be there. No, like it's moments like they were both in there. There was one in Forza and in Double. Specifically, both of the secondary writers, where it's like, don't call yourself Kamen Rider until you've earned it, and I really like those scenes.
Oh yeah, Double had that too when Eternal was there, and then he calls himself I'm Kamen Rider Eternal, and then
Don't you dare disrespect my boy Terui.
it's just so good. Another donation. Thank you, Fallen Angel X00. Kiva and Dark Kiva versus King.
No, they got a point there.
No.
I'm trying to remember. That was like the final battle, right?
I think so. Because it's
Twice
Taiga,
himself?
and Wataru.
It's been a while. Taiga and... Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I
They team up together to defeat King, and that's how it ends. And then they have one final fight, but we don't see the fight. We just see the resolution afterwards where they're friends.
And then Nago gets married.
I like the fight
real
scene.
Exactly. The fights in Kiva are good. I'll say that much.
I will always say that literally everything about Kiva is amazing except for the story. Like it's actually
Honestly,
dog water.
Exact. Man,
Like
that's what I was trying to say, but people
Kiva's
don't understand.
aesthetics are so good. Kiva has the coolest rider machine out of like any comic.
Right.
I love the vintage motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
but let's not trash on Kiva after someone donated it, please. And so,
I like Ixa. Ixa cool.
and then they said, and all of O's epilogue starting from Eiji falling, which
Oh
is
my
really
God.
good, really good.
Oh, I still need to watch O's.
I was saving O's for its own moment, just like Forza, because O's has a lot of really good moments.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I think the fan base can certainly come together and agree that O's does have some really neat moments.
Goto
obviously.
becoming bird.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Goto finally. And I think all of O's ending can count as just like one big great moment. I like the movie parts too. Yes. Yeah.
HE letting that one random guy use his backstory as long as he doesn't romanticize war.
It's all really good. And I don't want to bring up the movie, the 10 years after movie, just in case people haven't seen it. Please don't spoil it. Please don't spoil it. But I think that had some pretty good moments too, if not just for the transformations.
Dude, the Greed die in that movie.
F you. And yeah, I think O's just overall is really good. Jeez, I know I'm definitely gonna bring up O's. I think the ending has a lot of really good cinematography too, like when a certain metal falls and or breaks in half, and then you see like the camera focus on the half, and then Hina's like in the background picking it up. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I think O's is just good. How dare you?
Goated.
So I'm about to bring up something that I know a certain someone here won't like.
I feel like it's me. I feel
Either me or you. It's one of us.
always one of us.
So 01.
Damn it!
I really like, so that there's gonna be kind of weird, but I really like the 01 movie. Mostly because of Izu becoming a Kamen writer, and like the moment that leads up to that. There's like this
entire 3-paragraph little mini essay of why that's actually bad.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
what? I could, but I'm gonna let Marcos have this today.
Real quick, that man 666, thank you for the donation. My favorite part is Genom using the moon to bludgeon Kronos to death.
Yeah.
I like that part too. Don't ask why the 7 curse that I'm dealing with. Wow, that I was gonna bring up X8 too, like, because there's a lot of X8 things you can bring up, and that's definitely one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
If not just because it's funny, but just because he threw the moon at someone. So yeah, okay, so in 01 Real Time, the movie, which is really good, really top fantastic movie that I think everyone should watch. It's so good. So Izu was like being built up to be helping Aruto while he's on his own adventure, and then Hirobi and Izu have this one moment together, and then Izu's just trying to do her best to gather as much information data as she can, and then Hirobi stops her and is like, "Hey, aren't you gonna help Aruto fight?" And then she gives us this pause, this moment where she's just like, I can't. I don't know if I can't. I don't know if I can. And then
they proceed to make Izu's death entirely pointless because she comes down from robot heaven and says, "I am you now."
I hate you.
I am thou art I.
And then they transform together and it's cool.
Can I say a favorite moment from the movie? It's not really writing related. It's more so like cinematography related.
Of course.
The entire jet fight with Fua and Jin, dude. Somebody need a raise, dog. Like that entire, like the creativity, the set pieces, dude. Oh my god, that fight it's always so entertaining to watch.
I think I
like
slept through that.
I like the part of the movie where Azu was in a dress.
Jeez.
Also, like literally the entirety of Eden as a concept with like the nanomachines that made for like the most interesting fights in
Yes.
Kamen Rider.
Oh, that was actually really cool.
It's so cool. Like the effects are so cool and interesting, and like it's almost like a juxtaposition to Metal Cluster Hopper, and how he tried to use that to stop it. Like it's fight really interesting, cool fight.
Thank you for the donation, Seth and Flame. Changing my last choice to seeing all the combos fighting together in 21 Core Meta movie. Oh, that one's good too. In the O's movie, when he becomes like every form using Gatakiriba, and he still transforms into Gatakiriba despite already being in Gatakiriba, but everything else is really cool. That was
I
great.
just scanned it again, but it didn't do the finisher.
It was still kind of funny to see. So yeah. Also, I think over quarter the Geo movie has some really pretty moments as well. If we go with cinematography, that's probably the last
Oh
moment
yeah.
I wanted to bring up. Is
The movies always have really nice cinematography. I like that about them.
yeah, they're always so
The,
pretty.
I will then bring up the entirety of Godspeed Love as for cinematography.
Oh yeah, that one's
Oh
pretty
my
too.
god, that movie, holy
It's
shit.
also really funny when they start playing God Bless America, and then Kagami and Tendo are just like walking slowly while the rocket's about to take off. That one's cool too.
Actually, I thought it was funny if I bring up like a Geo moment that I actually liked. Despite the Geo hate, even from me, I hate Geo.
How dare you?
I'll be really quick. I won't have a rant about it. The entirety of the Kabuto arc, that's the moment.
Kabuto arc was good.
It's actually like the strange part where Geo becomes great, and then it immediately goes back to being Geo.
um, Geo mid.
Geo mid.
All right.
I can agree with that.
So I think that's pretty much everything I can think of. Sorry, Showa wasn't brought up because Showa stinky.
Today is Friday in California.
It's fine day in California. Oh, yeah, that's it. So if anybody else has anything.
I'm thinking about this one line that Sento said at the end of build. Like, my friends made Kiryu Sento.
Oh
Thought that was
yeah.
so good.
Mm.
Oh, that is so nice. Yeah, I love
I
Bill.
thought you were gonna make a joke and say what Sento said at the end of man, this really was a Kamen Rider build.
I just so when Banjo basically decided to take Sento's place and like Sento was gonna sacrifice himself, Banjo's like, yeah, no, you're not gonna do that.
That's when he found out he could fly.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Copyright?
Oh shit.
So yeah, Kamen Rider good. It might be a controversial opinion, but it's good. Elden Ring is also really good. Kirby comes out today.
Elden Ring.
It's also really, really
What?
good.
Kirby came out
What's-
2 days
came
ago.
out
What are
on
you talking about
Friday.
today?
Kirby came out 2 days ago.
Stardust Plasma. Thank you for the donation. Didn't hear anyone talk about it, but Kenzaki becoming a Joker is top tier. Yes, and Battle Hopper dying.
I was gonna bring that up, but I have such fear that maybe Lucy is watching.
Oh, I don't know. They might be playing Kirby right now.
Probably. That's what I would be doing if I was them.
Yeah, of course. Friend
Dude,
Lucy.
if I
is
was me, I
Kirby.
would be playing Kirby.
Someone. If I can have like $60, I'll play Kirby.
I'm down.
Kirby
Let
on
me
Kirby
get that
on
donation
stream
fee
though.
real
On
quick.
stream though.
No. Just like
If it's $60, you're gonna play it on stream.
I'm gonna buy Kirby myself because I'm a adult. I can play Kirby
Are
if I
you?
want.
Are you? Are you sure? Watching these children shows?
I'm also gonna make
You ate
some
Marco's time,
lunch.
what the fuck?
Yeah, okay, so that should be everything. Hopefully, we'll have our favorite Kamen Rider moments video out soon, or maybe in like a year, considering my schedule. And yeah, so with all that being said, every pony, Kamen Rider
Remember
good,
to watch Dragon Knight.
and skip Ryuki, and Geo mid, and Kamen Rider okay,
Bill's the best writer.
and History of Gaim out next month, hopefully.
Go support your local band to watch Hibiki.
Yes.
Yeah. PJ needs friends. He doesn't know anyone has seen this show.
Oh
I
my
friends,
gosh.
please.
Hey, Peter.